Hey guys, Dr. Rebecca Warren here. I'm so excited because I get to come back and talk about thyroid. And so this is the video you guys are going to want to share because we have a special going on, a special event for people that are having thyroid disorders and they want something different for their health. Practice members, if you're watching, you'll get a chance at this too. You actually get first priority to the special event I'm going to be having December 21st. But today I'm going to be talking about the top 4 must-knows in order to change your thyroid health. So again, comment, ask any questions you have, and share away because there's so many people that are suffering with thyroid issues and it should not be that way. So this is going to be a really helpful show for people that are looking to start to transform their thyroid health. So tune in. Good evening, everyone. Dr. Rebecca Warren here with The Wellness Radio. I am so excited to be here this evening. We have myself and my husband, Dr. Nathan Warren. We host The Wellness Radio every Saturday from 10 to 11 and every Tuesday from 7 to 8 when there isn't any Bulls basketball. So another reason why we don't like the Bulls. Don't hate me, guys. But I am so excited to be here this evening because I am going to be talking about the top 4 must-knows to thyroid health. So I practice here locally in Chattanooga. Our clinic is located in Hamilton Place, right across from the YMCA next to the Home Depot. My husband and myself do virtual health coaching, so we work with individuals all over the U.S. In order to help them restore their health and to get well. We work with people that are just starting with getting their health back in order. We work with people that are just trying to take things to the next level, like if they want to perform better in their sport, if they're competitive. And we also work with the really difficult cases. And so myself, I actually work and coach thyroid practice members and thyroid coaching clients. And the reason why, I actually shared this story today with someone in my office, Dr. Nathan called me out about 2 years ago, and he said, it's insane that you know more than a majority of the doctors here in our city and maybe even nationwide, and you're not helping people get well. And what he meant by that is that I had lost my thyroid when I was 19 years old. And so that's my big why. That's what I'm passionate about, because for me, I felt like something was taken away from me. I felt like I did not get the full information. I felt, and it was the truth, that my thyroid was cut out without anyone ever telling me why. No one told me why I got sick. And so I suffered unnecessarily for years with hormone imbalance in my thyroid, sex hormone imbalance, adrenal hormone imbalance, like cortisol hormone. So I suffered for years, and it wasn't until I drew a line in the sand. And guys, I have spent the last 13 years looking into the research as to what causes disease in the thyroid and how you get well. And the sad thing is that most of the people that I'm seeing, they've struggled with this for years. And it's not like when I sit down with them, I have to tell them, like, listen, you have to understand. At this point, you're not just healing from what caused the thyroid disorder. You're healing from that. And you're healing from the medical mismanagement that has happened for years. And so that's why I'm so passionate to get on the radio, we are on Facebook Live. You guys can find us at Drs. Warren, DRS Warren on Facebook. You can see all our information and what we're all about. But that's why I'm so passionate about this because, listen, still, I'll be completely transparent with you. There isn't a day that doesn't go by where I said, God, I wish I had not taken out my thyroid. There isn't a day where I don't live with some type of regret. But I'm so thankful that God's allowed me to see that because I have suffered, because I went through that, my impact in other people's lives is huge. My ability to help others is different now because I went through that. So that's why I do what I do. That's why I help people. That's why I coach people in the office and virtually all over. Because to me, you know what? Unless you know what caused your thyroid disorder, you will never, ever, ever get well. And so what happens when you have a thyroid issue? What happens is you're told, and the same thing, I was told the same thing when I had my thyroid cut out. You are told that, well, your thyroid pretty much stinks, and I'm going to put you on Synthroid. Or, there's a smaller percentage that gets put on natural desiccated thyroid hormone like Armour. And that's just ridiculous. To just say, oh, you're not making enough hormones, instead of figuring out why, because you weren't born that way, you developed it over time, they say, hey, let's put some hormones in your body. And that's insane. It is the equivalent of you having a hole in your gas tank, and you go to the mechanic, and you tell the mechanic, hey, every time I put gas in, it leaks out. And the mechanic goes, okay, I got it figured out. The answer is to fill up your tank more often. So that means every hour, if you're driving, fill up your tank with gas. And that'll resolve the issue. Even though you have a hole in your tank. You would think that mechanic was the worst mechanic in the world, and yet you're seeing doctors that are pretty much telling you the same thing. You have a dysfunctional thyroid. A sick body causes a dysfunctional thyroid, and all you're doing is putting hormones inside of your body into a body that's sick. And so guess what happens over time? A sick body creates a symptom, which is a sick thyroid. You can get that thyroid cut out, which happened to me, or you can put hormones in your body to make up for the fact that you're not making enough. But what happens over time? A year, 5 years, 10 years down the road? Because let me go ahead and tell you, if you've had a thyroid disorder and they put you on a medication, the agreement is you're going to take that for the rest of your life. And it is the second most prescribed medication. It would compete with first, but it's the second most prescribed medication. So congratulations, you're a lifetime patient. But unless you realize, hey, I got a sick body, this is sick because I have a sick body, what will happen over time as well is that you're going to develop issues somewhere else. So listen to this. I know you guys are hearing this. You have thyroid issues. Guess what I see? I have to tell this to people that come in. I'm like, I want you to understand. Every person that comes in here, I coach you uniquely to what you need. But the crazy thing is, it doesn't matter if that person coming to see me is 20, if they're 40, if they're 70, there's always a lot of similarities. People that have thyroid issues, I see sex hormone issues, like really heavy periods. I see painful periods, cramping. It could be all of that together or each of them separately. I see some type of hormone issue. A majority of the people that I see that have thyroid disorders are on birth control because, oh yeah, you have a problem, so let's just put something on the outside like birth control, as if you have a birth control, deficiency. I see that happen. I see adrenal fatigue happen. So cortisol issues where you're tired all day, you can be wired at night, you're not sleeping, you're not getting the best rest possible. And you know what? I've been looking at the research about this, but what I consistently see with people that have thyroid issues is gallbladder issues or gallbladder removal. And all that's telling me is exactly what I've said, is that when a body is sick, you're going to still have sick symptoms. Me getting my thyroid cut out, or a lot of people out there that are having radiation in their thyroid, congratulations, now we've lost a vital organ, but guess what's still there? The problem. And so it's really important to understand, hey, how do we get down to what caused this in the first place? Because I'm so excited. Today I sat down with a 25-year-old, and she might be watching this on Facebook, and when I see her, oh my gosh, I get so excited because I'm like, listen, even though she has a lot of health issues, to me it's like, okay, let's work on preventing this. Let's work on getting this well before, you're in your 70s and 80s. And I had one practice member, I'm not going to stop fighting for her. She's in her late 80s and just feeling horrible. And the doctor just told her she denied some medication. And the doctor just told her, well, it's not like you're going to be living long anyways. That's bullcrap. You deserve to live the life that God intended you to live. You are intended to live a full life, to be well. You are not serving your purpose. You are not serving your loved ones if you're not well. And I do not believe with the people that I encounter that that's what God has in store for you. So if you are sick, it's not because your body has failed you, it's because your body has been working overtime for so long and then it breaks down. It doesn't break down just because you're getting old, because I hear that, my doctor told me it's because I'm getting old, 40, 50, 60. I hear it all the ages, but it's about getting down to the cause. So before I go into those top 4 must-knows in regards to thyroid health, I want to let you guys know we're having a special event on December 21st at 6 p.m. We are having a Thyroid 101 getting to the cause, okay? So I decided to do this because I get a lot of questions on Facebook, I get a lot of questions online, and so if you guys are local here to Chattanooga, I will do something separately online for those that are further away, but if you're local here to Chattanooga, you are invited to this Thyroid 101, getting down to the cause. It'll be with me, Dr. Rebecca Warren, at Chattanooga Family Chiropractic. Is our health center in Hamilton Place. Now get this, seats are limited because we do have practice members that we give them priority to them and their friends and their family members. So we right now have 15 seats. So if you want to come, get ready to take notes. You're going to leave, you're going to go home, you're going to leave with active information that you can start implementing that day. I want you guys to give Mary Beth a call. It will be a $10 registration fee to hold your spot. So I'll go ahead and tell you, I am limiting this because we're doing it in our office. Usually our talks can go up to 150 people to 200 people. I'm keeping it small. So if you guys are like, man, I want to hear more about this, I have a friend, I have a family member, give Mary Beth a call. I only have 15 seats, $10 to register. That number is 423-362-5360. Again, that's 423-362-5360. So the 4 top must-know hows. Okay, that's really hard to say. I don't know why I made that so complicated. The 4 must-knows. The 4 things you have to know about getting down to thyroid health. The first one, I have friends that message me on, I have people message me on Facebook, I have people emailing, I have people calling in, and they're saying, oh my gosh, I don't know what's going on. My doctor says I'm fine, but I don't feel fine. And the first thing I always say is, know your labs. Let me add this too. I told my team today that if you guys register for this Thyroid 101 talk on December 21st, it's Friday at 6 o'clock, they will email you guys a digital ebook on thyroid labs. So if you guys register today, you get that as well. That number is 423-362-5360. So the problem is, number one, what I see is that people, this is the first thing you need to know is your labs. Number one, people are not getting the correct labs done. Number two, they don't have the right practitioner to read it. When someone comes in and they are sitting across from me and they're like, I just don't feel well, and my doctor says it's fine, and I'm on Thyroid and like, I don't understand what's going on. My first thing to tell them is, well, let me see your labs, because I will bet you anything you do not have complete labs. And this happened to me too. You've got to understand, one of the labs that a lot of doctors don't order is thyroid antibodies. There's 2 different thyroid antibodies. And that just blows my mind. How is it that if you have thyroid antibodies, if that shows up, you are having an active autoimmune reaction, meaning your thyroid is being attacked. And so it's crazy to me that doctors can say, oh yeah, hey, let's get you on this hormone medication, but the whole time you're on this hormone medication, your thyroid is being attacked. Makes no sense. I was talking to someone today during a consult, and they're like, well, my antibody numbers come down. Like, that doesn't mean anything. You know what that means? It means that you got beat up by 20 people one week, and the next week you got beat up by 10 people. Your thyroid is getting beat up in the presence of antibodies having an autoimmune reaction. So the first thing you have to know is, do I have the right labs? TSH, free T4, free T3, reverse T3, thyroid globulin antibodies, and TPO, vitamin D3, iodine. These are all things that give your health practitioner, whoever you're seeing to get well, a better picture of what you need to do in order to feel well, in order to even respond to the medications that they've put you on. And unless you know these numbers, no wonder, so many people are not getting well. So the first thing you've got to know your labs, and you've got to have the right practitioner to read them. I'll touch on that. We're going to go on a break. I will touch on that right after the break. This is Wellness Radio. This episode is talking about thyroid must-knows, the top 4. You guys come to our Thyroid 101 talk. Seats are limited. That number is 423-362-5360. $10 to hold your seat. We'll see you right after the break. Alrighty. So sorry about that. Couldn't see your comment. Hi, Dr. Rebecca. My husband had radiation 5 years ago due to head and neck cancer. can the damage done by radiation be reversed and become healthy again? So this is what I have to say to that. First of all, you know, like radiation, it's just really difficult on the body. But I always function off of this principle. It's not a belief, because it's true whether anyone believes in it or not, that the body's created to heal. And the body will do some amazing things. For example, there's studies that show just with fasting, you'll have an influx of stem cells that will create, stem cells are baby cells that'll go to an area and, you know, replicate and create new tissue in that area. So I don't put any limitations on what the body's able to do. I have multiple people I'm working with, and I've had a few in the past that have had radiation on their thyroid, and the doctors are amazed because their thyroid tissue grows back. So I don't put any limitations on that. You know, what I always do is I work to help support the body so that the body does what it's supposed to do, and it's heal and to function well, be in homeostasis, and then your body's going to do what it needs to do. But I'll go and tell you, just kind of living life like everyone else, you're not going to see those type of results, that type of healing in your body. So, you know, after having radiation, especially cancer, fasting, eliminating sugar, there is some supplements and herbs that you can take that really push for autophagy. But really, honestly, one of the best things that I've been reading about a lot is fasting. So do I think he can be healthy again? I absolutely believe he can be healthy. I think it's going to take some work. I don't lie about things. You know, for me, I'm missing a thyroid. It'll always be extra work for me for the rest of my life to feel relatively normal. But it's worth it. So just want to give you some hope there, because I've seen some amazing, amazing things happen in our office. Oop, yeah, okay, there you go. I accidentally closed it. Hey, Deborah. Thank you. Love how I think. So I'm so excited. I just want to say this is really weird. Do you guys see that? How do I point that? What is that? Every time I look in the video, I see that guy on there. Anyways, so top first thing I talked about was having the right labs. So, and having the right practitioner to read it. So since you guys are watching, I'm going to tell you it's really important to double check your labs. Thyroid stimulating hormone, free T4, free T3, reverse T3, thyroid antibodies, vitamin D3. If you guys are not local and you're not able to register for our talk, if you'll send me a message, I will email you an ebook on thyroid labs if that's something you would like to have. Just message our page right here or comment, and we will message it to you. But you know, the biggest issue I see, and I think it should be considered medical malpractice. Yeah, people aren't dying right away, but people are suffering because they don't have the right labs, and so that's absolutely important to do. We're about to get back on.
If you have a question, call 267-1023 to speak with the doctors. That's 267-1023.
All right, welcome back, guys. Dr. Rebecca Warren here from The Wellness Radio, and we are going to be talking about the top 4 must-knows about getting well from your thyroid. So top 4, the first one I talked about is having the right labs. I have people come in with incomplete labs. Either people, you know, a lot of doctors will do TSH and total T4. There's a smaller percentage that will do TSH and free T4. And then there's that really small percentage of doctors I see that will do all the labs but then read them wrong. And either way, whichever doctor you have, it's not going to help you. So if you've ever found yourself saying, or if you heard your wife or your husband or a family member say, man, I don't feel well, but my labs look okay, let me look at their labs. That's all I gotta tell you, because I can prove to you, I can sit down and look at labs, and I can let you know exactly how you're feeling. I can let you know exactly what you're struggling with. I can point out if you're struggling with depression and anxiety and why in your labs, because it's about reading it correctly. And so I am a functional practitioner. I am a doctor of chiropractic, and I've spent the last 13 years researching what causes a thyroid to be unwell and how to get the body well. So the first two things in that first step is knowing your labs, getting the right labs, and having the right practitioner to read it. And so before the break, I said, guys, I'm having a Thyroid 101, getting down to the cause, December 21st at 6 p.m. at Chattanooga Family Chiropractic. I want to keep it small because I want to be able to answer questions. And so if you sign up today for that talk on December 21st, I will, I'll have my office manager email you my ebook, a free ebook on your thyroid labs and explanation. So if you're driving, it's okay, you don't have to write this all down. She will send it to you. So if you want to get registered, there's only 15 seats left because our practice members, they get that first chance of getting those seats. You can give Mary Beth a call. It's $10 to hold your spot. That number is 423-362-5360. Again, that's 423-362-5360. So, second thing I recommend, especially if you live in Hamilton County. Out in Saudi Daisy, I'm pretty sure last time I read they don't have fluoride in their water. But the second thing I recommend is changing your water. And it's crazy to think about because even sometimes I don't think about it. We do have our own kind of fluoride heavy metal filter in our home. We had to buy special filters for our water. But the crazy thing is this, and I did a whole show on this 6 months ago about fluoride and how fluoride is just a byproduct of pesticide production. Really, it was a byproduct of factories, and it was costing them a lot of money to get them out. And so, hey, now they can make money because they can sell this junk fluoride to different cities to put into the water. And the crazy thing is, you get toothpaste, and on the back of toothpaste that have fluoride in it, it says that if your child swallows this, that could be a bad thing. But no, it's okay for your child to drink this and to shower in this and to bathe in this. So what is the problem with drinking just tap water? And then I'm going to tell you the problem with drinking water from bottles. And so one thing that is absolutely necessary for thyroid health, and a lot of people know this when they start Googling it, is deficiency in iodine. A lot of doctors don't think that's a problem. The reason why, there's two reasons why, is they believe we're just getting it from iodized salt, and because they only test blood serum, when actually the proper way to know how much iodine is in your body is a 24-hour urine test, a stress test. And so, a lot of people are deficient in iodine. And so why is deficiency in iodine such a big deal for people that have thyroid issues? Two different reasons. Number one, you need iodine, you need it to make T4 and T3. And so you need iodine to make T4 and T3. And so what happens is when you're deficient in iodine, you don't have this adequate nutrient to make your hormones. But then the second thing that happens is that iodine is considered a halide. It's a type, it's a type of, makeup that it is. And so what also is considered a halide? Chlorine, fluoride, and bromine. What does that mean? Research shows that these three things compete for the receptors on your thyroid. What does that mean? It means not only do you have low iodine and you don't have enough because, hey, you're not eating it enough, there's a lot of processed food that we eat, but now we're drinking water and we're bathing in water and it's competing with our receptors on our thyroid. That's a really, really big deal for those of you that are suffering with thyroid disorders, is changing your water to take out chloride and fluoride. And where does bromine come from? Wheat products, processed products. So getting, purified water. I will give you a warning that water in plastic bottles, you guys are probably like, man, she's really ruining my ability to drink water. Water in plastic bottles can leach out xenoestrogens. What does that mean? Is these chemicals that mimic estrogen, and so they can cause hormone imbalance as well. So we actually use stainless steel or glass bottles. We have a Berkey water filtration system. We use their filters for our showers. So being aware that the things that you're putting into your body are going to make you sick. And so the second thing you should do after getting the right labs and the right practitioner to read them, the second thing is to change your water, okay? The third thing I'm going to talk about, and there's 4 total here, the third thing I'm going to talk about right now is healing your gut. let me go ahead and tell you. When I was trying to list these out, I was like, oh God, healing your gut, that has like 50 steps alone. And so you got to heal your gut. And so what I see is that people will have really high thyroid antibodies, TPO, thyroid globulin antibody. And what this means is it's attacking. You're having this autoimmune reaction. And what I have found over and over again is that leaky gut, gut permeability will flare up, will contribute to autoimmunity. So healing your gut, what does that mean? You need to get rid of rancid fats. You need to get rid of junk fats like canola oil and vegetable oil, margarine. And listen, don't hate me yet because I'm about to tell you, eat some real butter. And by real butter, I mean butter by cows that are fed grass, that eat grass, that graze. And so having good quality fat, not cooking with olive oil because it'll make it rancid, but cooking with butter or coconut oil, and then throwing olive oil on top, avocados, just having really, really good fat. And the reason why fat's such a really big deal is because when you have cellular inflammation on the cell wall, your cell wall is a bilipid layer. It's bilipid layers, so it's 2 layers of fat. So putting in good quality fat. The next thing I would recommend is taking a supplement like L-Gut. We recommend L-Gut Systemic Formulas. If you guys are interested in checking out that supplement, I will post a link on our Facebook page at Doctors Warren. So go to Facebook, DRS Warren, like our page, follow us. We share a lot of really great information. And so the active ingredient in the L-Gut that we use is L-glutamine. It's an amino acid that works in healing the gut lining. And so what is leaky gut? I mean, throughout your life, you've been exposed to antibiotics, you've been exposed to vaccines and medications and junk food that goes in to destroy the gut lining. And so you have these little holes where your food that's not fully digested leaks out and your body attacks it and eventually attacks itself. So it attacks your thyroid, it can attack your, you can have skin of an autoimmune reaction, you can have spinal cord like MS and psoriasis and acne and eczema and IBS and colitis. All of this is inflammatory issues that are going to contribute to healing the gut. So switching to good fat, taking a supplement like L-Gut, where an active ingredient is L-glutamine. And finally, if you guys have heard us ever before, if you're a practice member that's listening, we love Restore. I will post links to this. We have an Amazon store. You guys can just look at it. You can order it there straight to your house, or you can look at what it looks like, go get it somewhere else. But these supplements are just life-changing when it comes to gut health. So Restore is a redox supplement. And what does that mean? It looks like dirty water, but it's putting these nutrients back into our gut that we're lacking in the way that food is being made nowadays, the way food is being grown. And so there's all these like prebiotics and things that were in the soil that we would consume that would protect our gut from destruction and heal our gut. And so Restore is made by Dr. Zach Bush. Absolutely wonderful, powerful supplement. But when you're healing the gut, it's going to take time. Every single person that I work with, I have to say, listen, it took, even if your symptoms started 10 years ago, it's 15, 20, 30 years that got you here. And you've got to show your body grace. You've got to love on your body, and you've got to know that your body needs support. So give it time, but be committed to healing your gut. And so we're about to go on break. I want to let this guy, Mary Beth, send me a message. We got a few callers last time. So what I'm doing is a Thyroid 101, December 21st at 6 p.m. I'm so sorry for people that follow us in out of state. This is going to be a local thing. And so what it's going to be is the Thyroid 101, getting down to the cause. You're going to leave with steps that you can start implementing to get well and to understand your thyroid issues. And so it's at 6 p.m. the 21st at Chattanooga Family Chiropractic in Hamilton Place. It's $10 to hold you seat, and if you sign up today, you will receive a free ebook on thyroid labs and understanding what you need to know when it comes to thyroid labs. So give Mary Beth a call. That number is 423-362-5360. Again, that's 423-362-5360. This is Wellness Radio. We'll see you right after the break. Alrighty, guys. Sorry about that. It's so hard to see. Okay. Yes, we use Berkey too. Good. I'm so glad, Deborah. That's a really big thing. I'm teaching my family too. And it's kind of crazy because you think like, well, we've always drank tap water. Well, first of all, tap water hasn't always been the same, and no, it's not the same. So I'm really glad we have a Berkey. And is it okay to cook with avocado oil? Absolutely. So what I say is that avocado oil is more of an investment, which is why we love to use it to fry food. So we will make chicken strips with cassava flour. I'll let you know, using cassava flour is such a healthy alternative. It's not going to be keto. It's going to be more paleo. It is the best fried chicken wings. The best fried chicken strips we have ever done is with cassava flour. And I actually had someone tell me to put a little bit of pickle juice in it, and it'll taste very similar to the Chick-fil-A chicken nuggets and chicken strips. So we use avocado to fry stuff and heal the gut. Absolutely, absolutely. So thank you guys for tuning in. Please share if there's anyone that you know that has thyroid issues. This is going to be the one for them to listen to. And so I was just making sure I wasn't missing any comments over here. So first step is get the right labs, because you're going to get a better understanding of what's going on inside of your body. The second thing is change your water. Change your water, because chlorine and fluoride, I mean, I can do a whole show on those chlorine, fluoride, and bromine, but we're just going to touch on that today. And then the next thing is healing your gut, getting rid of bad rancid fats. I'm supplementing with supplements like L-gut, which is a L-glutamine, and it's mixed with a lot of different herbs that makes it even more effective in your body and restore. And I will post that link so you guys can see exactly what those look like after the show. So healing the gut. And I'm sorry, Mary Beth just let us know we were getting some calls about our Thyroid 101 talk December 21st at 6 p.m. I'm really excited to do that. So if you guys are local, make sure to give her a call. That's 423-362-5360. But going back to healing the gut, and I'm going to let you guys know this is a little bit deeper information. There's a lot of new studies that are coming out with the issue of probiotics. And I know, I was like, when Dr. Nathan brought up the research studies, I was like, I don't want to hear it. I love my probiotics. But we're having an issue of overgrowth and overpopulation of the same type of bacteria. And it's not really addressing bacterial growth in the small intestine. And so the big controversy is that if you've been taking the same supplement for years, or even a year, or even 6 months, now you're going to overpopulate. And so we're seeing people start having bacterial issues with bacteria that wasn't an issue in the past. So what's really important, if I put someone on probiotics, I'll have them on it for like 30 days, then go to fermented foods, then go back to probiotics. Just kind of switch things up. How does the thyroid problem show in the skin? I will let you know in just a second. Welcome back, guys. This is the Wellness Radio. I am Dr. Rebecca Warren, and we're talking about the top 4 thyroid must-knows in order to get well. Honestly, I don't want to minimize a lot of the people that have been struggling with thyroid issues to just top 4 things. I know that if you start implementing these top 4 things, you will notice a difference with your health. But there's so many people, especially a lot of men in my office that I see with thyroid nodules, a lot of toxicity issues, so I tend to see my men when I test them. Not my men, I'm not married to a bunch of men, but the men that I work with in our office, I see that there's some serious toxicity issues. And so toxicity issues will make it resistant to healing, resistance to weight loss, autoimmune, leaky gut. Like, all of these things are real, and healing the body takes time, and it's a commitment. I tell this to people all the time when they come in, like, I do not prescribe medication, nor do I ever want to prescribe medication. But the difference is, when a doctor prescribes medications, they give you a pill and they sort of know what to expect. I don't do that. What I do is I have to support you and coach you, and we adjust you in our office so that your body can respond better to its environment, and then we give it a month and we see what your body does, and we support your body. And if things didn't go exactly as planned, then we need to switch things up, but if they did go well, then we can take it deeper. And so the reason why I do this, because I know the body is created to heal. There's just an interference there. There's some type of chemical, physical, emotional interference as to why your body is not healing. So yes, these top 4 things, heck yeah, you can start implementing and get it well. But if you've been suffering this for a while, It's a matter of getting down to the cause individually to you. So if your issue is a toxicity issue, if your issue is just a gut issue, if your issue is just a neural issue, like whatever it is for you, once we can get down to that point, then you can actually get well. And so that's going to help me lead into this final number 4, is the stress response. Because listen, I am a doctor of chiropractic, and I love what it's given me in regards to that principle that the body's created to heal itself, and that healing comes from the inside out. But the one thing that research keeps showing is this hypothalamus pituitary adrenal axis dysfunction, HPA axis dysfunction. What does it mean? If you've been in my office before, you know what I'm about to say. It means that you are listening to this in your car, you are at home, wherever you're at, watching me, and your body feels like it's under attack. Your body feels like it needs to fight for survival. Your body cannot handle more. It's a sympathetic response to your environment. And what does that mean? It means that when your body is in a sympathetic response, it starts to create disease. It starts to create symptoms. And then when you have symptom and disease, what are we taught? You know, here in America, we're taught 2 things. We're taught that we have to just push through. Either we push through physically and ignore our symptoms, our pain, our thyroid issue, whatever it is, or we medicate just to get by. But all that does is gets your body sicker, gets you more in a sympathetic response, and then what do you have? You get sicker and sicker, more and more symptoms, and then you wonder how you got there, and then you can't handle things. You can't handle emotional things. You can suffer with depression or anxiety in certain situations. You can have, I have people that go into surgeries. You can have physical stressors that you can't handle. I have people that have surgeries and they are just not healing. They're not recovering. They need multiple surgeries. And then, and then I said physical, I said emotional, and then chemical, which means, chemical stuff is like you can't handle scents. You can't handle water. Like you have a toxicity issue inside of you. And so the best way for me to explain this that you guys can understand is that when you're walking in an alleyway and you hear something behind you, your body immediately, without you having to think about it, it goes into the stress response. It's a good response. Stress is good for a short period of time. Chronic is the problem. But in that moment when you hear a friend behind you, your blood pressure goes up to get blood flowing to extremities, your digestive system shuts down, your lung changes, your vision changes, your thyroid shuts down. Everything changes to do what? To get away. And never would you think, man, what my body was doing in that moment was wrong. No, you think, thank God my body's doing that because I can get away. But what happens after you hear that noise, you look behind you and it's your friend. What immediately happens without you having to think about it? Everything calms down. Your blood pressure normalizes. Your cholesterol normalizes. Like your thyroid starts to work. Your lung changes. Your eyesight changes. And everything goes back to normal. So this HPA axis dysfunction is your body feeling. It's not distinguishing between, oh, it's just stress with work and it's stress because the tiger's about to, kill me. It's still stress. And your body's overwhelmed. It shuts down. And that's why you can see when you have thyroid issues chronically, you'll have sex hormone issues, you'll have adrenal issues, you'll have gallbladder issues, because here's a sick body that is living in a stressful time. It's overwhelmed, and we're not doing anything to help it. So when someone comes in and they have a lot of neural issues going on, we look at their x-ray and there's issues on the x-ray, there's issues on their nerve scan. This is what I tell them. Listen, I know people come in and they say, hey, yeah, you guys helped with my kid's ear infection, or, oh man, my blood pressure came down because you adjusted me. We're not giving you this special adjustment for your blood pressure or for your child's ear infection or for your IBS that now has normalized. We're not doing any of that. We remove interference so that your body can respond to this outside environment better. And so we do that every step of the way. We have to remove these stressors. I can't make you quit your job, but I can influence how your nervous system functions. I can't get rid of your mother-in-law or your sister if you have a bad relationship with them, but I can, you can introduce foods that will support your body to respond better. I can't get rid of, X, and Y, and Z, but I can remove toxicity so that you can respond better. And how I know that the people I work with are responding better to their environment is because, number one, they'll start to lose weight over time. And I don't go for weight loss, but they start to lose weight. And then what I always hear is, oh my gosh, doc, I can't believe it. Over the holidays, I didn't get any weight. Or I just had a consult with someone this past week. Oh my gosh, life has been so stressful. I've been in the hospital with my mom, and she's beating herself up, and I look, and she's lost 2 pounds. It's because that weight loss isn't because we crash dieted or you starved yourself. The weight loss is because hormones have balance, because the thyroid hormones are functioning differently. It means that, yeah, when outside stressors come in, you can handle them better. What does that mean for those of you that are struggling right now and you have doctors that are telling you that everything's okay? It means that, number one, everything is not okay. And number two, it's not all in your head. So if things are difficult emotionally to deal with, if you're anxious, if you find yourself lashing out, if you feel, man, like you're really struggling, don't listen to that crap. There is something wrong. It doesn't matter what your labs say, because most of them are wrong and most of them are read incorrectly. What you're feeling, your inability to handle things around your life, I don't know how many women have come in to my office on antidepressants because they lost a child. And it's wild to me, because all that's doing is numbing it. I'll never forget one of our practice members says that she was able to safely come off her antidepressant, and she told Dr. Nathan that it was the first time that she was able to mourn her son's death. And so that's a really big deal. And so when we're looking at any type of disease, not just thyroid, we have to look at how our body's responding. Because I have a lot of people that come in with high blood pressure, high cholesterol. These are all signs that the body's in a sympathetic response. So top 4 things is, number 1, getting the right labs, having the right practitioner to read it. If your practitioner is telling you that everything looks okay, come see me, because I will prove to you why it's not. Second thing is cleaning your water, getting good purified water into your body, showering with good stuff, because it's destroying your thyroid, the chlorine, the fluoride, the bromine. Third thing is heal your gut. And if you guys go to our Facebook page, Doctors Warren, I will post a link so you guys can see my top 2 favorite supplements, which is Restore and L-Gut. And finally is being aware of your body's stress response, being aware that if you're struggling with depression and anxiety and overwhelming, and you're really kind of living day to day like this, it's a big red flag that your body's not in homeostasis, and your thyroid will never heal, no matter how many, how much medications and hormones you take. And so, we're about to go on a break here, but I want to give you guys the opportunity. I've been getting messages from Mary Beth, but cannot read them because I'm on Facebook Live, on our Facebook page, Doctors Warren. Make sure to like and follow us. But my Thyroid 101 class, Getting to the Cause, December 21st, Friday at 6 p.m. at Chattanooga Family Chiropractic in Hamilton Place. Our talks are usually big. I'm trying to keep this small so that I can interact with those that come. We only have 15 seats left for our listeners because we do open up to our practice members first. And so those to come in, to have that ticket for you, for your loved one, family members, it's only $10 to hold your seat. And you can give Mary Beth a call. That number is 423-362-5360. Again, that's 423-362-5360. I am so excited for you guys to come, to sit down with me, and let's talk about what it looks like to get well from a thyroid disorder. This is the Wellness Radio, and we'll see you right after the break. Alrighty. Sorry, guys, if you're not local. I know I need to do something. I know we got a couple calls from people that weren't local. Okay, so let's answer these questions here. Okay, where's this? Let me go down here. Okay, how does thyroid problems show in the skin? It's not necessarily, because I think we talked about redness in the skin later down there. It's not necessarily that the thyroid can contribute to that. It's going to be an autoimmune reaction. A majority of the skin issues, it's an autoimmune reaction. It's going to be a gut issue. So I talked about step number 3 is healing the gut. So the gut's not, a lot of people think like gut issues is just going to be digestive, like if you're eating, if you're constipated. But no, things are getting so bad that gut issues are skin issues, or thyroid issues, or a mess, or they're contributing to so many different things. So what does, thyroid have to do with having skin issues? It has to do because if you have a gut that's not well, it's going to cause symptoms in the thyroid. You're going to have high antibody numbers. You're going to see skin issues. And so that's how it's connected. So let's see here. My son takes level. How can I help him? Well, first step, like I said, is going to be his labs. So it all depends on if he's doing well, what is his body saying? And you said he's hypo, so if he's still hypo, I'll go ahead and tell you, I don't prescribe medications, but a lot of people that have come in have reported feeling so much better on natural desiccated thyroid hormone, which is a T4, T3 hormone. And I have a love-hate relationship with it because people start feeling well with it because now it's T4, Synthroid is just T4. Natural desiccated thyroid hormone is T4 and T3, so it's like stuff like Armour, Nature-Throid, WP, or NP and Westhroid. So all of those are natural desiccated. I have a love-hate relationship because it'll make people feel so well because now you have T4 and T3. T4 converts to T3. It's just supporting that, that they kind of forget that they have an issue. So even if he decides to switch, talk to his doctor about it, it's still about, okay, what caused this thyroid issue to begin with? But first step is definitely making sure he has the right labs. If I have been on Synthroid for about 30 years, can I ever get off of it? Good question. It's going to be, so there's been mixed research on this. There has been research that says when you are chronically on this medication, there's just like this negative feedback where because you're putting hormone in your body, your brain's saying we don't need to produce anymore. When we don't produce anymore, then it can degenerate the organ in your body. But again, I'm going to go back to this. There's also mixed research that says that anyone can come off of it and be fine. And so again, I always go back to the body's created to heal itself. When someone comes in to see me, I don't know what's going to happen first. I don't know if they're going to lose weight first. I don't know if their pain's going to go away. I don't know. It might take a year for things to happen. But I do know that when you remove interference, allow the body to heal and support the body, you will see some extraordinary things. So I'm not going to say you can't, but I'm going to tell you what the research says, that it's about putting in the work and supporting your body, and especially on thyroid medication for 30 years, there's probably some toxicity issues there. So doing a good cellular detox, we do a true cellular detox, but we do it out of the box. So we do it according to what you need. I'll go ahead and tell you, there's things that I've seen with my health that they said wasn't possible, because after I had my thyroid removed, I was hypo for so long. Like, what I was experiencing was pretty much a woman that was not going to be able to conceive because of the hormone issues and, weight gain. And like, it was just all this hormone resistance. And so I really devoted years to like healing my body. And we had 2 kids in 2 years. So, I don't want to put boundaries on things, but you also have to be aware that your body needs some love and grace and some commitment to give it exactly what it needs to heal. Alrighty.
It is not intended to be a substitute for professional advice, diagnosis, or treatment. Seek a qualified healthcare professional before changing your health program or before embarking on a new one. Visit us on Facebook at Ask Drs. Warren for more information.
Welcome back, guys. This is The Wellness Radio with Dr. Rebecca Warren. We are here every Tuesday from 7 to 8, unless there's basketball on. And then every Saturday morning from 10 to 11, we do Facebook Lives, Drs. Warren. So make sure to go find us on Facebook, like and follow, because we do a lot of Facebook Lives. I'm live right now. You guys can send us message, comments, any questions that you have. Tomorrow evening, we will be doing a Facebook Live. We usually do an hour, we present information, and we answer your questions. We are going to be doing a Facebook Live on depression and antidepressants. So we'll be talking about that tomorrow night. We'll also be talking about that on Saturday from 10 to 11 live here on 102.3. So guys, you got to tune into that because that's going to be life-changing. I don't know if you guys have heard, CDC release life expectancy has gone down yet again. And the scary thing is, one of the reasons why our life expectancy is going down is for 2 reasons: opioid use and suicides. And guys, some of the top medications are antidepressants. And so here we are on all these people on psychotropic drugs, on antidepressants, and they're still, killing themselves, not feeling well and struggling. And the crazy thing is, the research in psychiatry is showing that it does not work because it's functioning off of a serotonin theory, and the serotonin theory has not been proven. So guys, you're going to want to tune into that. I'm so excited. I get so excited talking about thyroid. I get so excited talking about information that's full of research. So if you have someone that's struggling with that, that's really wanting to support the body, tune in to Thursday. Sorry, I said tomorrow, but Thursday evening, we do at 9:30 to 10:30 because our kids are asleep. And we'll talk about on Saturday from 10 to 11 a.m. And so just to recap, for you guys that are struggling with thyroid, it's understanding that your body needs support, that your body is not this broken down machine, and that you need a doctor for every stinking symptom and ailment. You need to get down to the cause, see what caused your body to get sick in order to get well. So unless you can get on here right now and tell me, I have a sick thyroid because X, Y, and Z, you will never get well. So recap, number one, get the right labs, find the right practitioner to read those labs. Number two, you got to change out your water. Fluoride, chlorine, bromine is an issue. Number three, heal the gut. I'll post a link to my top 2 favorite supplements for gut healing. And number 4 is checking your nervous system, supporting your body's stress response system. And so yeah, as a doctor of chiropractic, I'm going to tell you I have seen some amazing things with people that are taking care of their nervous system, not because we're treating symptoms. You have enough doctors that do that, but because we work to get your body well so that your body can heal itself. So if you guys are local, I know people have been saying like, oh my gosh, why don't you do one online, so that, you know, we have a lot of out-of-state listeners and followers. So if you guys are local, you want to transform your health for your wife, for your sister, for your friend, come with your girlfriends, come with your husband, come with your wife. Guys, it's Thyroid 101, getting down to the cause of thyroid. I'm going to keep that talk small because I want to be able to interact with the people that come, answer your questions, give you guys information that you can go home and implement. So what that looks like, it's December 21st, Friday at 6 p.m. at Chattanooga Family Chiropractic. It's located in Hamilton Place, right across from the YMCA, next to the Home Depot. If you give Mary Beth a call, we only have 15 seats for those listeners. We're only going to offer this today and Saturday, but if today you sign up, I will send you a free ebook on thyroid labs and what you're looking for. It's $10 to reserve your spot, so give Mary Beth a call. The number is 423-362-5360. Again, that's 423-362-5360. So thank you guys so much for tuning in. You can find us on Facebook at Doctors Warren. Make sure to like and follow. And so if you guys have any questions, know that our purpose here in Chattanooga and helping people nationwide is that they live their fullest potential, that they live the life that God created them to live. And that's not to suffer, that your family doesn't have to support you because you're losing your health. You don't have to support your loved ones because they're losing their health, and you can get there. I just hope that when you listen to us speak, you feel challenged to transform your life and to transform your health. Thank you for tuning in. This is The Wellness Radio. See you on Saturday. Alrighty, so what do we have? Do you read the labs? I sure do. I do. Actually, Dr. Nathan makes fun of me because I like seeing labs because it tells me a story that's been ignored. So yeah, I read labs. I can order labs, but I'll go ahead and tell you this. Even if your labs came back good and you still sat in front of me and you're like, I don't feel well, I don't care what the labs say. There's still a problem there that we have to get down to the cause of. So, yep, that's something I do. I do it locally in my office, or I do it virtually. Just kind of see what's going on with that. So, thank you guys for tuning in. I will be posting a link with all my favorite gut healing supplements, and we'll see you guys. We have a Facebook Live Thursday, 9:30 to 10:30 on depression and antidepressants, what the research says and why it doesn't work for so many people. And then we'll be here Saturday from 10 to 11. Have a good night.